Welcome to the Vitcha Dark Souls 2 guide. At any point you can click on the icon in the right hand corner of the screen to be taken to other Dark Souls 2 related guides. In this video we're going to discuss how to complete the storyline for Benhart of Jugo. For completing the quest you will receive an entire set of Benhart's gear. Alright, so let's get started. The main objective is to find Benhart in several locations across Drangleic. After locating Benhart and exhausting his dialogue, he will then be an eligible summon at a corresponding boss encounter. Within the same playthrough, Benhart must be summoned and survive 3 out of 4 of these boss battles. Before I go into detail on Benhart's differing locations and boss encounters, it should be stated that purchasing the Red Eye Ring from Shalquar and Majula is not a must, but comes highly recommended. Essentially, the Red Eye Ring will keep any boss focused on you. This nearly ensures Benhart survives each boss fight, and he'll actually be useful by attacking the boss while their attention is on you. Alright, now let's discuss where to find him in each location to exhaust his dialogue, followed by summon locations for the corresponding boss encounter. First and foremost, to initiate Benhart's questline, you must find and speak to him after unpetrifying Rosabeth in Majula. It's important that you exhaust Benhart's dialogue after curing her, or he will not acknowledge that the pathway has been cleared.
Name's Benhart. Thanks to you, I can resume my journey.
Now that Benhart is able to continue on his journey, you will find his summoning sign in the Tseldora campsite. Parallel to the tent with the bonfire in it, you'll find another tent with a target dummy. This is where Benhart's sign can be found. After summoning Benhart, proceed to the Prowling Magus boss encounter. Next, Benhart will not appear until much later in the game in Drangleic Castle, just after the Double Dragonrider boss fight. Exhaust Benhart's dialogue in the central bonfire in Drangleic Castle to advance his questline.
Oh, well met, friend. Good to see you well. Yes, very good indeed.
After speaking to Benhart here, he will be available to join the boss fight with the Mirror Knight. Defeat the Mirror Knight and Benhart will continue along his journey. After receiving the King's Ring, Benhart can then be summoned to the Throne of Want. The first boss battle occurring in this location does not count towards Benhart's total victories, but he must survive the boss fight with Nishandra. So it's recommended to defeat the Throne Watcher and Defender before receiving the Ashen Mist Heart and Giant's Kinship. This will separate the encounters into different events and will greatly increase Benhart's chances of surviving the boss encounter with Nishandra. Lastly, Benhart can be found in the Forest of Giants. He's sitting near the entrance to the Memory of Orro, just after the Pursuer boss encounter.
See, the old sword's caught your attention. Well, you've a good eye then.
After exhausting his dialogue here, Benhart will then move inside the Memory of Orro. You must speak to Benhart inside the Memory of Orro for him to appear at his final summoning location. After speaking to him in the Memory of Orro, Benhart can then be summoned to fight the Giant Lord inside the Memory of Jay. After this point would be the best time to go fight Nishandra. Finally, Benhart does not disappear after completing his questline. He will make a permanent move to the Memory of Orro once his quest is finished. Speak to Benhart in the Memory of Orro to receive his equipment after completing the quest.
Oh, my dear friend, take these.
It should be noted that you can defeat the same boss multiple times with the use of bonfire settings within the same playthrough to count towards your 3 of 4 victories. Meaning if you wanted to, you could defeat the Prowling Magus 3 times to count towards all 3 of your 4 victories, as long as they're within the same playthrough. Finally, if you're only interested in gear, Benhart can be killed at any time and then his gear can be purchased from Melentia and Majula. Alright guys, that's it for Benhart of Jugo's questline. Please don't hesitate to check out my other Dark Souls 2 content, and I'll see you in the next one.